Emily says there's a phenomenon going on that she wants me to talk about. In the central Arkansas area, and that includes Cabot, Jacksonville, Mayflower, just general area there. They've been in the last few years have been drilling for gas, and it's been causing earthquakes and all kinds of things. Birds have fallen from the sky, fish have died in the Arkansas River, and they blame it on that. I blame it on other things, as you can read about one of those. But anyway, there's a lot of other things going on too. We had a woman recently called. She has something going on in her house that she can't explain. So we went to her house and found that she's almost like she's hallucinating. She's really not. We couldn't find anything in her house. Couldn't find any evidence of a haunting, but yet she's still having these troubles. A woman in Mayflower. The TV works on its own, and this one does work. We filmed this one. The TV going, we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden it comes on, and you ask it, can you please, if you can do that once, you can turn it off. It turns on. Now the woman in Cabot also, her TV turned on too when we were there. So I said, hey, did it Mayflower? She got strength enough to do it. We did get the TV to turn on, so I guess that is something. But the Mayflower one was really interesting. It changed channels. We got to wondering about the remote. So we found the remote, took the batteries out, and left it laying by the TV. The TV still worked. When we asked the entity or whatever to change channels, we tell it to put it on channel 22. It do it 22. We tell it to adjust the volume and we let it name a number, like it go down to 10, 12. It wasn't like someone could stand outside and just adjust the volume and be anything. We asked it to be specific, and we had all the shades on. The windows were barred where they couldn't anybody see in. I don't think anybody was outside. Anyway, we did check the husband. He didn't believe in ghosts, and I wouldn't put it past him to hide somewhere with a second remote. But I did go and find him and talk to him while the others stayed in the room and asked the thing to keep working. So it was not him. When I asked him about it, he said, of course, came up with something. He doesn't believe in ghosts, but he believes in conspiracies. He said the government's probably flying over. Listen to every word we have. So okay. So you can believe in UFOs and stuff like that, but not ghosts. What are the phenomena you want to hear?
Well, that pretty much covers the fact that there are some weird things happening in that neck of the woods. This goes away from ghosts. The UFO sightings have increased in central Arkansas since they started drilling for gas and releasing that methane and stuff out of the ground. And I don't know if it's because there are really UFOs showing up over central Arkansas, or the gas is causing people to see things, or it's like swamp gas phenomenon that's lighting in the air. And then there was
that place where the oracle was, Delphi had methane gas go up under her when she prophesied. That's interesting. It's just interesting.
The theory on the phenomenon happening in central Arkansas is that there's a new weapon being tested, the HARPs in Alaska, and it's one where they bounce radio waves off and target a place and cause it with harmonics to instantly jelly your insides and pick you out of the crowd. And the birds that they tested at Sarcy, I think it was, or came back to forensic studies and said the birds had been killed by traumatic injury flying into something. And they said, well, yeah, the ground. And they said, no, they did it before they hit the ground, long before they hit the ground. So they were in the air, something hit them. Well, there come the UFO people out again. And they said a UFO was landing, and we saw it. And it had its shields up, and the birds flew into it. So there's several different theories about what killed the birds. But the forensics showed that they died before they hit the ground. If they were killed by the gas, they would have been poisoned and then dropped to the ground and smashed to the ground, but they were not. They're trying to save the balloons. They have cannons up there. It was on New Year's Eve. They had cannons they shoot to scare the birds away. They said the sound from the cannons was killing them. But they've never had it happen before.
And then there was the oil spill there, right? There was an oil spill up there too, right?
That was in Mayflower, yes. Oil spill.
And all this has really started kind of bubbling up to the surface since the oil spill. No, the birds happened first.
The birds happened first, and then they had the big oil spill. And they couldn't blame the dead fish from the oil spill, even though it was around the Arkansas River.
About how many years ago did the bird thing happen?
This January, it'll be 3 years.
Is that about when I told you there was something wrong with the birds?
Well, they were all over. The same reports were coming in from all over the world at the same time. The birds were dropping dead. Okay, and fish says that's common. Thousands of birds drop out of the air every year. Don't know that. Questions? More questions? This one's really short because I only get on with the hunt. Plus, I don't have any pictures.
I know, right?
I winged it.
You winged it well.
What else?
Now, what about I was out here when I lived out here in Bonnerdale, and one night I watched an amber light flicker into existence. It looked like it was off probably about 200 yards. It was probably about 40 feet or higher off the ground. And it flickered on, stayed on for about 2 seconds, then went off, and another one came on down below it. When it went off about 2 seconds later, another one came on. And then it went off, and I watched that for 3 nights in a row. And there's this is Bonnerdale, it's backwoods Bonnerdale. It wasn't fireworks, it wasn't anything like that. Now, you have any idea what that there could have been? It happened in September, 3 days in a row.
They had something similar to that out west,
Uh-huh.
and the government came along and said they were testing a new flare.
Well, this wasn't a flare. I'm familiar with flares.
That's what they said, it wasn't a flare.
Yeah.
And then they were saying UFOs.
Yeah. I went and got my wife's that way. I had somebody else to verify it with me. And, it happened for about 15 minutes. It would just come on and stay on for about 2 seconds and then flicker out, and another one would come on, another 2 seconds, flicker out, and then another one come on. And it was pretty amazing to see, something you just don't see every day. But, I didn't know if that had to do anything with the fracking or the gases.
They would say yes. They would say that the gases are escaping, and they light from time to time from static electricity. That's what they're trying to say, is that the poisons are coming out of the ground and killing the birds and the fish. And, of course, it's killing us too, if that's true.
Okay.
What about ghost activity? What about just like real ghost activity going on in the area? Does that increase?
The ghost activity, actually, we've been getting a lot of calls from that area. I've got 3, like I said, the last 6 weeks, every weekend I've been somewhere. I haven't been able to take care of business. So I've got them lined up, and most of them are in that area that they've been calling. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I can't say yes because I haven't been to their
You haven't
houses.
investigated yet? That is interesting.
But we stay busy in that part. Matter of fact, there are a lot of them there. Where's y'all from Greenbrier? Where are you? What about you?
Well, Greenberg.
A lot of stuff up there? Y'all's is special.
I heard from my work and my employer there that there's some activity up there at Rosebud area. So there's supposed to be a really bad demonic house out there, but I don't know the severity of it or who or what or where,
My father-in-law lives in Romance, and
That's just
Not very
not
far.
far from it.
because it's kind of weird up there at his house, but he doesn't believe in ghosts.